Okay. Vita. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
He did not comply with the rules. Then he moves up to super middle and makes the fight of the century, beats Canelo, makes $50 million or around that. The WBC absolutely is not going to charge 3% of such an amount. We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need. And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry, taking a different route. No response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness.
Hey man, say, Big Boss, K-Po, Talk Boxing, fucking my solidical. Tough times don't last, good people do, don't knock yourself. Call them in if I allow men be matter. Peak game, 84's on the swing. Terence Crawford is stripped of his WBC title, according to Mauricio Sulaiman. You heard the audio. He didn't pay his sanctioning fees, so he's stripped of his title. The problem I have with that is this, okay? I'm being fair. Terence Crawford stripped because of fees, but Subriel Matias just tested positive, and he's not stripped of his title. And I think he's still finna fight, if I'm not mistaken. So what are we doing? Right? You want to strip Terence Crawford because of fees, but Subriel Matias just tested positive for Austrian. I think he's still finna fight, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody double check. But he's still finna fight. I don't get that. This is what I don't like in boxing. You know, boss is fair. You know what I mean? I know a lot of y'all don't like what I say. You know what I'm saying? I keep it 1,000. You know what I mean? I know that, you know, some of the Bud Booty Warriors, you know, they ignore everything Terence Crawford does as far as the sideways stuff he do or the conflicting statements. They ignore it, right? But I don't ignore nothing. We address everything. And that right there is, it ain't solid to me, right? The WBC been moving shaky for a long time anyway because they did their Oscar Valdez too. Oscar Valdez tested positive and he still got the fight, right? And it's like, how do you still get the fight? Canelo tested positive, right? And they did everything they can to make up to Canelo. They even, the clenbuterol, I think it was clenbuterol that Canelo had. Whatever it was, the tainted meat, pause. He talking about he ate some tainted meat. Whatever that dosage was, they upped it so they don't disrespect Canelo. You see what I'm saying? So everything's about money. Everything's about, it just goes to show you what this boxing game is ran on. It's about money. It ain't about integrity. It ain't about, that's why you see a lot of fighters, they move politically, right? You may see some fighters, they may want to fight certain fights, but they're getting advised by they promoters and stuff like that not to take fights or move this way or do this way because this is going to make you more money. And hey, if you move like this, you can make this amount of money. Just trust the process. Just trust us. So the fighter moved that way, right? Whole time is making him look bad, right? But then, or it don't make him look bad. You know, it make him look a certain way until he getting in there with a real fighter. You know what I'm saying? So it's disgusting, man. But that's not only in boxing, that's this world. Money move everything in this world, bro. You know what I mean? I just got an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at first when I saw he was stripped, I was like, oh man, he probably just, you know, he probably dropped it. Like, he probably planning on retiring. But then they say he didn't pay the fees, so they just stripped him. And I'm like, and I heard it was like 300,000 or something like that, or you know, whatever. There was like, they didn't even charge the 3%. It was like 0.6% or something like that, which came out to like 300,000. And Bud didn't pay it. Bud may be planning to retire. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did that at 147 as far as like he dropped the belts, you know, methodically. You know, he may be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because, hell, the dude he was planning to fight, Janabek, he tested positive for a banned substance. Well, he was rumored to fight. I don't know if he was planning to fight him. But, so I just think Bud might just be like, man, I'm going to retire. Right? Because now he doesn't have the WBC strap. So, you know, it's kind of pointless for Canelo to rematch him. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, and nobody want to see the fight anyway. Nobody want to see the first one. Nobody want to see the second one. Like, Canelo got mollywopped. So there's no point for anybody to, you know, me talking about Terence Crawford and Canelo. You know what I mean? It's just, it's no point to do that. So I think that it's messed up that they stripped him. In my opinion, I'm just keeping it real. You know, but it may have been strategic. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, you got dudes testing positive for stuff and they not getting stripped. Pause. Sound crazy. You know, I'm just keeping 1,000. Like, you know, that should be a rule. Like, if you test positive for a banned substance, hey, that belt got to come up off you. Because think about it. If you got dudes who out here cheating, right, who got a belt, that means you are allowing cheating, right? You're allowing, you know, people who take stuff to get an advantage, right, in fights. And boxing's already dangerous as it is. We're not meant to get punched in our head, you know what I'm saying, as human beings. So to get punched in your head, your body, you know, to get that type of trauma for 30 minutes or hell, maybe even shorter, you know, and you got this dude taking something, right? And I think a lot of fighters are taking something. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just think some don't get caught, right? I think a lot of fighters. I got approached when I used to be an active amateur about, hey man, if you take, I could offer you this, you could take this, man. You know, it'll make you feel stronger and you won't get tired. I was like, hell no, nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, like, no, I don't, I'm all about earning it the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. My channel, like, bro, yeah, I had people like co-sign for me, but I drop videos every day. You know what I mean? Sometimes 2-3 times a day. You know what I mean? YouTube said I'm in the top 10% of people who upload every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I'm a worker, bro. That's just how I am. I work, I get to it, I don't stop, you know. And you know, Terence Crawford's the same way. Like, regardless of his resume, like, we gotta be real. He earned his accolades, right? He may have got he may have gotten put in position, right? But he earned all his accolades. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put in that work. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, we gotta give dude, we gotta be fair, bro. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, him getting stripped, it's kind of crazy to me when you got dudes out here who testing positive for stuff. And just goes to show you, man, how this world works. You know, money is everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, but it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Scott.